welcome to day 3 trainees. Today is leg day. Yes, that day that gets memed on all the time. As funny as that is, it is a fundamentally important day to bring into your training sessions, and I will tell you why in just a second. But first, question of the day. It is, what level are you in Ring Fit's adventure mode? If you've started, let me know in the comments and let's have a little chat about it. But anyway, leg day, why is it so important? The fact is that most of us are on our feet for a lot of the day, so leg health is vital. And also, if you're wanting to lose fat or reduce your weight in general, well, the leg has got some of the biggest muscles in the body, and the larger the muscle, the more energy it burns, and therefore the more energy you burn at rest. So it's really important to train those big muscles on your legs. So yeah, that's why we're doing that today. Now make sure you warm up, get your water and towel ready, and let's get into some great leg sessions. We're starting out today at Starting Block Bridge, one of the longest running levels in the game. It also is very pretty. Now, drop to the ground for hip lift and squat, very similar to the start of yesterday. These are essential movement patterns that work the glutes really well, and the glutes are the single biggest muscles in the body, and therefore are really useful to train for weight loss, as I said earlier. Next, we have a duo of aerobic movements. Side step has us going to side, whereas knee lift has us raising our legs in static fashion. Both are very effective at raising the heart rate, which will help us burn more calories. Repeat hip lift and squat with great form before the ring raise combo. This is a rhythmic, bouncy move and is great as a knee-friendly movement in general. Overhead lunge twist comes next, so put one leg forward and one leg back and sink in to make yourself stable. Twist your torso to one side from your core without moving your legs. It's a great full body movement. Finish with the chair pose, which is a static yoga movement which acts as a great finisher, working the legs isometrically. If you saw the fit fact of the day on the first day, you know what that means. Great work and have a great static stretch. Muscle trainees, start with your excellent hip lift movement to make sure your glutes are all fired up for leg day, clenching your butt at the top of the movement and bracing the core to ensure good spinal alignment. Next, on your feet for overhead squat, which is the hardest of the 3 squat variants in Ring Fit Adventure. Reach high and keep the core tight to ensure that you stay upright. Bounce around with ring raise combo before bending over for hinge pose. Whilst this movement is from the shoulders, it is the back and hip position we want to pay attention to here. Make sure your back is flat and try for a 90-degree angle at the hips. Overhead lunge twist gives us some isometric lunge work with hip flexion and extension in turn before we squat, which is a good quadricep and glute dominant move and should feel simpler compared to the earlier variant. Revolved crescent lunge pose is a yoga movement that uses a similar lunge position to the lunge twist from earlier before side step and knee lift bring more dynamics back to the session. Finish off with a chair pose. This will really burn your legs but will be good at the end. This isn't the longest session here, but there's plenty of load for your glutes to handle. You can add in an additional round of squat, knee lift and hip lift if you'd like. This is a funky leg session with plenty of different movements to work you out well. Grassland rhythm mode is your first exercise, preferably on advanced as it's not too bad with your timing. Get to the floor for hip lift, which is an excellent move that we did yesterday and is really good for the glutes. Next we have squat. Keep your eyes focused on a point in front of you, it really helps with your back positioning. The knee lift is a really nice active session, bringing the knees up to parallel with the floor in time. Do this before side step, which is very similar but moving side to side instead, using a different plane of movement. Thigh Rider is a fun mini game to break up the tension. It's a nice little platformer that you can control by sitting and pressing in with your thighs. Keep your back in a neutral position throughout and focus movement on the hips and thighs. Next we have another rhythm track. I picked Snow Mountain, but you can do whatever you fancy. Choose the difficulty for yourself here. Advanced gives more moves and therefore a more effective workout though. Next is a great fun move, overhead hip shake. Reach high, move directly from your hips. This makes it effective for your outer hip muscles as well as the obliques and thighs. Finish out with one of the best full body movements in the game, overhead lunge twist. The twist gives us some isometric lunge work with hip flexion and extension in turn. Fantastic work, my beginners. And that's it, leg day done. Tick the box. Well done, well done, well done. I hope your legs are well, I say I hope. I know that your legs are probably going to be feeling this after that, but yeah, you just take care of yourself and make sure that you do a good static stretch. The same with all of our exercise sessions. You want to make sure that you're doing a good stretch. It helps with your flexibility and your general joint and muscle health. And for our fit fact of the day, we're talking about the gluteus muscles. I talked about them a little bit during those playlists, and essentially we only really deal with 2. There's the gluteus maximus, which is the big muscle, right, you know, the bum cheeks, right? Yeah, fantastic. That is the single biggest muscle in the body, each of them. Then we have the glute med, which is more on the side of the body, right kind of on the iliac crest. It's really on the side, and you'll especially feel that if you stand on one leg and then the leg that is supporting the other one, you'll feel that being nice and active, and that helps you with balance. It helps you with good hip alignment and running health as well. They're really important to train not only for those weight loss benefits that I mentioned earlier, but for good stability, and you can really generate a lot of power because it's a large muscle. Warrior 3 pose and tree pose are very good for training that, as well as overhead hip shake, which is why we're going to be doing a fair amount. But yeah, so that's your fit fact of the day. I hope you really enjoyed this session. You make sure you rest up, get that good nutritious meal into you, and I'm going to see you tomorrow for an awesome arm day. Thank you so much for watching today. Like, share and subscribe for more Ring Fit content. You know what I say. And thank you so much to my patrons, including Rain, for the amazing support they've been giving through Patreon. If you're interested in extra content, make sure you give the link a click in the description below. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow.